What's good, everybody? This your boy Black Guy Jones from Just Shooting the Sports. Can Nico Iamaleava transfer to another school? I'll talk about that and a whole lot more with Tennessee football. Let's go. Yeah, you heard it right, folks. Can Nico Iamaleava transfer this season, even before the season start in the spring? Because the transfer portal will open again April 19th. Reports coming out of On3's Pete Nakos, basically saying that right now, Nico and the Tennessee Volunteers, not necessarily the Tennessee Volunteers, but Spyre Sports, they're negotiating a contract deal or a contract extension, I guess. Not necessarily an extension. Let me get it right. He wants more money. He wants to be paid as one of the top quarterbacks in the country. Is he a top quarterback in the country? That's still to be seen because, in his first time starter last year, he threw over 2,600 yards. He had over 20 touchdowns and he had 5 interceptions. He had 436 yards on the ground with 6 touchdowns. So, he did lead us to a college football playoff. Was that more Nico or was that more the defense? That's definitely a question that, I think we can all answer. It might have been a little bit of both, but defensively, it kept us in a lot of games until we were able to, break through. But, back in 2022, he signed a deal, which was allegedly for $2 million per year. Now, we're here in 2025, and that's below market value now. So, with that being said, of course, hey, let's hit the negotiation table and see what we can get. Now, I'm not going to cause any panic because I truly believe that Spyre Sports, Tennessee, they're going to get the deal done. Now, how would that look if the deal didn't get done? Well, there is a possibility that he could enter the transfer portal when the portal opens April 19th. I doubt that is going to happen. It's one of those things where, why now? You know what I mean? Not why not at the end of last season, make those deals, make those contract negotiations. Me personally, I have no problem with that. This is the world that we live in now in regards to college sports, college football, now basketball, just looking at, reports in the last couple of weeks where, even in basketball, transfers are taking place at an all-time high. So NIL is definitely still a booming business. But that's what it is. It's a business now. There's no more amateurism like we grew up knowing. There's no more, hey, go to school, get your education, be there for 3-4 years, come out. You know what I mean? There's no more of that. Those days are over. Those days are long gone. Let's be honest. It all started with Ed O'Bannon, UCLA alum. And now here we are. So this is what it looks like until they come up with some type of rules, some type of, law that will, kind of curb the negotiations a little bit more and kind of put a cap on it. Because right now they're professionals. Whether people like it or not, they like the old way. That old way is over with. This is where we at. Now, I know from a competitive standpoint, you really can't put it on the player. Only reason why, because coaches did this. Coaches made moves like this, and we talked about it. How unfair it was for the student, the student athlete to come to a school because of a coach, and then that coach leaves, and now you got to wait on another coach, and you don't even know if you're going to even play or even start unless you're just that good. You know what I'm saying? There could have been other plans for you with the previous regime that now the new regime doesn't have for you at this moment. So, a lot of those things come into play, but back then, you couldn't just up and leave. You had to sit there and take it, unfortunately. And then trying to leave a school, shoot, that was like pulling teeth. You know what I mean? At that time. So now it's free game, it's free will, and it seems like people have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? But what's so crazy is it's the fans that have an issue with it. And you as a fan, if you're not paying the school, if you ain't giving money to the school, If it's not affecting your bottom line and your pocket, I don't even know why you tripping about it, really. Because let's face it, let's look at jobs here, and I bet everybody can, can agree on this. If you were at a job, even though you love that job, and there was another job out there that was guaranteeing you more money, and I ain't talking about just 1,000, 2,000. No, I'm talking about 5, 10, maybe a 20,000, maybe a 30,000 raise, more than what you have. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit down, you're gonna think about it, and you're gonna talk about it with your family, or if you don't have family, you're gonna think about it with yourself. Maybe talking amongst your friends. But 9 times out of 10, even though you love this job over here, you're definitely going to, hey, more money, more opportunities, you're going to take it. And there's nobody to sit there like, oh, man, you ain't shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, you a sellout, man. Ain't nobody going to say that to you because they're going to agree. Because everybody does it. You know what I mean? Unless you just love the place. And if you love the place 9 times out of 10, you ain't even looking for nowhere else to go, to even have that opportunity to be presented to you. So, that's a whole nother thing. But you can't get upset at the players. It is what it is. Now, when I first heard about it, I was like, well, why now? My only problem was, why now? You know what I mean? Why? You got the orange and white game coming up. Why now? You know what I mean? So that was my only thing about it. But besides that, man, do what you do. There's going to be a lot of haters out there. There are going to be people that are going to be like, hey, go ahead and do your thing, even though it's going to be hard. But we have no affiliation. You know what I mean? You're not my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not part of the staff. I'm a fan that loves Tennessee. That's it. And I just want what's best for Tennessee football. Definitely for this season. But all that what I'm saying is really null and void. Why? Because we're not even going to get to that point. A deal will be made, and that's that. And he'll be our quarterback for 2025 season and hopefully beyond. Hopefully, next year he'll come back, and 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be his last year in a Tennessee uniform. But how do y'all feel about this? You know what I mean? What are your thoughts? Definitely drop the comments. Definitely, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, man, because, I really appreciate it. But yeah, definitely, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Nico and the negotiations that are taking place now on Rocky Top and with Spyre Sports? Do you think this is a good, do you feel like just how I feel, the timing of it? Or do you feel like, there's no loyalty anymore, in college sports? There's no love for the school itself or for the staff. Because understand, this staff ain't changed. The only thing that's really changed from this staff, you might have a different linebackers coach. You got a different running backs coach. But you still got your head coach. You still got an offensive coordinator, even though, Golish went to USF, but you still got somebody that's affiliated with Heupel. Offensive line coach is still there. Rodney Garner is still there. Safeties coach is still there. DBs, Martinez, Tim Banks. So this staff ain't really had too much turnover. So, after a while, it's just going to be about the bag and not necessarily the school. But anyway, like I always say, this your boy, Blackout Jones, just shooting the sports. And anytime I talk about my Tennessee Volunteers, you know what it is. Go Big Orange, go Vols.